We're back. We're live. Did you guys miss me? I missed all of you, except for that one guy right there. Yeah, you. I didn't miss you. Did miss everyone else. I'm talking to that one shill bag who's watching me right now. Yeah, you. Shill. There's probably more than one shill watching. There's one over there. Most of you guys are cool, except for that asshole and that turd ass mother freaker. Just kidding. Having some fun. Starting off having some fun. Why? Because I'm a fun guy. And I like to eat fun guys as well and have a fun time. You know, fun guy, fungus, fungi is. Bad joke. Wah, 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 wah. Meow. How are you guys doing? JB says, Jake the man. No, no, no. You the man. Chuck says, good evening, Jake. Good evening, Chuck. Brie Marie says, hey, Jake. Hey, Brie Marie. Jeff Accounts has missed the last couple streams as I was unsubscribed once again. That's not weird anymore. It's deliberate. Yeah, you know, I'm hearing people say I didn't get notified of your last stream. I got unsubscribed. You know what happens, you guys? When football season ends and I don't crank out content like every single day or every other day, they punish me by just stealing my subs away every day. And then when I go live, like once a week or twice a week, they minus like 30 to 50 right off the top. And people will be like, you have 80,000 subscribers. Shut up. Quit complaining. It's like, dude, I should probably have like 800,000. But they literally punish me if I don't work every day. So I was thinking this next month, I might try working every day here on YouTube. Not doing a stream every day, but pumping out like a video or doing something every day. It's like that's the only way they reward you. And they're not just doing that to me. They unsubscribe people. That they're just being dicks to me for sure. But they basically will punish you if like you have a video that does well and then you sit still, don't put anything out for like 3 days. Then when you come back, then your next video is doomed to suck. They'll just make sure that nobody watches it. It's like YouTube is like they realize they don't want anybody making an easy paycheck. They want you working like every day. Oh, you want to do YouTube? You better crank out a freaking video every day. Shit. It's a lot of pressure. So I guess I got to do that now. So I'm thinking this next month, March, I might try doing a video every day. It's just going to be hard. There's days I wake up and don't know what to talk about. So I'm going to force myself to just make a video somehow. And then see if the algorithm rewards me. All right. Emily's here. She says hi, Rose. And Rose says hi to Emily. All right, I'm glad you guys are saying hi to each other. Hi to both you mods. Hi, ladies. And Deca Motherfucker coming in with a super chat donation, I believe the first of the night. And he says, "What's up, Jake? I think you want me to do an official what's up. And as you guys know, I do the best what's up in the world. Nobody does a what's up quite like me. In fact, I'm going to need to take a sip of some water to prepare for this ultimate what's up that I'm about to drop on that ass right about nizow. What's that? Up. What's up? There you go. I told you it's the best. Excuse me, sir. I don't do prescription drugs. Okay. I like street drugs. Okay. I don't go to doctors. I don't even have health insurance. So, don't have Adderall. I don't know any Adderall dealers because I'm not in high school anymore. Dale Hess coming in with a super chat. Says, "Oh yeah. Let me tell you something, Dale. I want to thank you for bringing joy into my life through the power of the super chat. Oh, yeah." So, thought I'd start with a little Randy Savage because we got some Trump versus Zelensky action coming up real soon. We're going to review the old Trump versus Zelensky dealy. Got to give it up to Trump. He showed some emotion. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw it yet, but Trump finally showed some emotion. He didn't just go through the motions and do his little thing and read his little lines. It's like he tried to get into this little confrontation, make it look like him and this Zelensky character are having it out on TV. So I'm sure some of you guys saw that. So we're going to talk about that, of course. That's like the main headline news today. Like Elon stepped out of the way so that the main president could have the story today. And then tomorrow, Elon will be back to doing something again, right? President number 2, if you will. What else do I got? Oh yeah, they're gonna build another space station. Do you guys know that? They're gonna get rid of the current space station, or as I like to call it, the fake station, because it's fake. There isn't one. But they're gonna get rid of the fake station, apparently, by 2030. They're going to crash it into the ocean. I think there might even be some sort of deal where something goes wrong and it comes down before then, possibly. Anyway, they're supposed to build another space station, so they say, one that orbits the moon. And it's going to house astronauts as it orbits the moon and make it easier to visit the moon. Here's the deal. If they think that they're going to put people on the moon, well, that's just going to give me content. And I like breaking down fake space. It's like my bread and butter. And they don't really do much in fake space. So every great once in a while, you know, we get to land on the moon, land on the moon. Where did that come from? It came from me breaking down the India's moonlander fake shit. India's fake rover on the moon. That's where Land on the Moon song came from, was me breaking down the fake space. Before that, the Mars rover. Before that, another Mars rover. I've broke down several fake Mars rovers in my time. I've broke down several different International Space Station clips, several different crew members faking shit on the fake station. It's my bread and butter. So if they're going to ramp up the fake space shit again, well, I guess I'll be the go-to guy to do all of the fake space debunking. I don't know if you guys know, but a lot of the shill flat earthers are becoming globers. And as they fall by the wayside, as scripted, it leaves the real deal standing. I told you! Hi, real guy, still here. Still telling the truth. I was right about all of those stupid shill-ass motherfuckers. Ha! Told you. Oh, good times. And if you stick around long enough in the stream, we just might get to those shills who I speak of. So let's go ahead and start the show. Let's get jiggy with it. Let's get riggy with it. Let's get scripty with it. You guys ready? Bingo.
He broke this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts.
Who is that guy? Does anybody know who that is? Who's that guy who's talking? Can somebody fill me in on who the fella is on the right?
To the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring in.
Anyone know who that is? Oh, you mean the vice president? Oh, see, I only care about, you know, President 1 and President 2, Elon. This other guy is like President C. I mean, come on. President A and B, President 1 and 2. Those are the ones who matter. This guy doesn't matter. That's why I didn't know who it was. That's why I forgot who it was. I knew who it was. I just wanted to segue into the fact that he's basically irrelevant. So they had to stick him on camera right here because people forgot that there was a vice president. People are like, yeah, we have Trump, and then we have president number 2, Elon. And everyone forgot that there even was a vice president. So they had to stick him on stage here so that people would be like, oh, yeah, there is a guy who is vice president.
Into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count one.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens.
All right, check it out. We got Trump with the pyramid symbol pointed to his main man down below, and we got the red tie going. Red tie flops into the downward pyramid. It's like an arrow, like Trump's fucking head. Arrow pointing down to the ground, down to the devil downstairs, right? He's down with the devil, running with the devil. All right.
As you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, Everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God,
You have nice ocean. You don't feel it now, but you feel it in the future. Wise words.
bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't know
God
that.
bless. You will
Don't-
not
you
have
gotta-
war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
Ooh, I like when Trump repeats himself multiple times, right? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't you tell us what we're going to feel. All right. I'm the one who's going to tell us what we're going to feel. If anyone's going to tell us what we're going to feel, it's going to be me. Don't you dare tell us what we're going to feel. Are you listening to me? All right. Trump means business, y'all. I said earlier that this was the most energy, the most character I've seen out of Trump in a while. So they really like turned up the Trump juice on this one.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're
I'm
doing.
not
You're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good.
telling-
Let me tell you something. You have absolutely no power whatsoever over what we collectively are going to feel. You might be a dictator in your country, but believe this, you are not going to dictate how we feel. You are not going to tell us how we feel. Don't you dare try and tell us how to feel.
Very
You
strong.
will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right
From
about
the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I was
I like how he repeats everything, right? You're not in a good position. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not in a good position. All right. If you were in a good position, then I wouldn't be here telling you that you're not in a good position. The reason why I know that you're not in a good position is because we're in a great position. We are doing great things. You are doing not so great things. You're in a not so great position. And that's when all the Trumpers are like, whoa, my mega boss just told that guy how it is. He took that guy to school. Man, he just showed that guy what's up. He don't even know what to say. He's dumbfounded by Trump's genius arguments.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm
Yeah,
very
you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
You're playing with fire. You're playing with cards. You're playing with you. You're playing with me. You're playing with World War freaking III. What do you want to do? You want to play this game? You want to play with me? You want to play cards? You want to play 21? You want to play 5-card draw right now? You want to play Texas Hold'em right now? All the chips are. You don't have a table. We have the table. We own the table. I am the table. I shove the chips. I own the chips into the table. You don't have enough chips. You fold. You lose. You're fired. That's how it's going to go, right? I already know the ending to this. I like my ending. Just fire him right now. Tell him he's fired. And then when he looks at you confused, like, I am the president, I don't understand. I am the president of a different country. You cannot fire. I can fire anyone, all right? Here on the world stage, I am the granddaddy. I am the main boss. I am the most famous person who is on this stage right now. If I want to fire you, I'll fire you right now. No, I'm going to rapid fire right now. 6,000 IRS employees. In fact, watch. I'm going to rapid fire more employees than you've ever seen. You're fired. 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 Fired. All of you fired. 100 of you standing over there. You're fired. 1,000 of you over there. You're fired. New Mexico. You're fired. There. I just fixed the economy. Joe Biden really screwed everything up, all right? He spent $66.6 million on a gay Sesame Street parade in Ecuador, all right? Excuse me, Ethiopia. Right. Whoa, I got caught in a Trump impression that I couldn't get out of. It like sucked me in. Woo! We're only 2 minutes into this.
You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you can...
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country...
No. You've ran your yap for long enough. Now I'm going to do the talking, all right? You don't have enough chips. I own the table. I've pushed the chips in. You folded. You lost. I fired you. So this is already over. You're done. All right. You know what we're going to do? All right. We're going to be making millions and millions and billions and billions off of Trumptricity. In fact, I've already implemented new implementations. It's going to be incredible. We're going to start producing Trumptricity very soon. And we're not going to give you any. You're not getting any of our Trumptricity. Read my lips. You lost. You played the game. You lost the game. You gambled with World War III. You messed with me. Deedly dee dee dee. All right. I love it. I love the more energy Trump has, the more energy he gives me to work with. 400 up here in this live chat. Hit the thumbs up button. Show your approval for the greatest comedian in the world doing this live right now, performing the forbidden comedy, right? They don't like that I'm this talented, but they're willing to make money off of me while suppressing me and stealing my ideas. So, in some sick way, I think they get enjoyment out of what I do because I'm so fucking good. That's why they've let me stick around and do this. Because they know I'm so goddamn funny. And cute. Thank you, Davey D. I appreciate that. All right, let's get back to this WWE promo match. I gotta say, as a promo up against the current wrestling product, which sucks balls, the WWE should be taking some lessons from Trump right here. Not so much Zelensky. Zelensky ain't doing much, but like take some lessons from Trump right here. Like he learned from Vince McMahon the best, right? So Trump's reaching into his WWE catalog and whipping out some wrestling promo here. I dig it. He's given me a lot to work with.
Country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the...
Yeah, check it out. Getting a little thin up top. Do you guys think in like 5 years we'll see a bald Trump? And he'll be looking like Uncle Fester from the Addams Family. Think about a bald Trump, y'all. I mean, if he loses too much hair, he might do that deal where like one day he just, bam, comes out bald. Just a bald-ass Trump. Nah, he'll probably get a fake whacked before he goes bald. I have to take some bets on that. Is Trump going to go fully bald or will he get whacked before going fully bald? Fake whacked, that is.
The war, we've been alone and we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't been
in this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been alone.
In this cabinet.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military equipment, and you men are brave.
So apparently he said that we gave you $350 billion. Apparently that's just wrong. I mean, these numbers are always made up, but apparently even according to like the world stage numbers, they're like, no, it was only 115 billion. So there's other news agencies who are calling him out and people calling him a liar because the 350 billion number that he threw out there actually isn't correct. According to the other side, who says it's much lower. I think it's all bullshit anyway, but still, the fact that he throws these huge numbers around.
But they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have our military equipment,
if
you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
maybe
new.
Less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you,
just say thank you.
I said a lot of
except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long.
I kept this going because I think this is very good for the American people. All right. I want you guys to see what's going on. I'm very transparent. They consider me the most transparent of all the presidents that there ever was. All right. We're going to do incredible things. All right. I love this country. I love our police force. I love the internet. And what we're going to do, all right, is we're going to string this out so that all of the Americans can see what's going on. All right. Obviously, I'm winning this debate. I've already won. I fired this man. I threw him out onto the streets. The hooligans had their way with him. They cornholed him. All right. He's a nobody. He's irrelevant. All right. Quite frankly, he's not a very good looking guy. All right. I'm going to save you billions and billions and billions and billions. All right.
If he just says that, then it's game over. All he's got to do is say that. All of the Trumpers are going to be like, dude, he won. That's it. Game over. Debate done. Trump wins.
You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantee.
I want a ceasefire. You're saying, oh, I don't want a ceasefire. Look at me. I'm Vladimir Zelensky or whatever my name is. I don't want a ceasefire. That's what you're doing. That's what you sound like. You want to know what you sound like right now? This is exactly what you sound like. This is Trump doing an impression of Zelensky. I don't want a ceasefire. Look at me. I'm Zelensky, and I don't want a ceasefire. Dippity-doo. All right, that's a perfect impression. Everybody laughs when I do my impression of Zelensky.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
It was with some other president. It wasn't with me. It was with Biden. It was with Obama. It was with every single Democrat president who was not named Donald Trump. All right. Everybody knows that those are the bad guys, and I am the good guy. It wasn't me. Greatest president that there ever was. Get up off these nuts, all right? Back up off this. You don't know who you're messing with. You're about to find out. You're messing with the final boss, all right?
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets.
I gave you the javelins, and I gave you the jabba-labba ding-dongs, all right? I recommended the jab. I recommended the booster. I gave you the javelins. That was me. You don't have the tanks. You don't have the men. I got the tanks. I got the javelins. I told everyone to go out and get the jab. It's lovely. It's safe. You should take it. Get the booster. It's quite awesome and delicious. Pfizer is one of my recommendations. They're doing some amazing things. All right. I'm the one who gave you the javelins. Who gave you the javelins? I gave you the javelins. All right. Does anyone know who gave this guy the javelins? Me. I personally, out of my own javelin supply, gave you some of my favorite, quite frankly, my best javelins. And you never returned them. This guy, he doesn't deserve.
In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards, but without us, you don't have any cards.
That's right. With us, you got all the cards. You know what you got? You got a royal flush. Without us, you know what you got? You got a 2, you got a 5, you got a jack, and you got an 8, and you got a 6. It's nothing. It equals nothing, all right? You're going to have to fold, all right? If you try and bluff, we got a royal flush. We're going to call you bluff. We're going to take your money. Here's the problem. You don't have any money. We took your money, all right? We own you. I fired you. You no longer exist, all right? Get the hell out of here.
A question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make,
Um,
because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
Oh, dude. Comeback of the night.
What? What are you saying? Can't hear you. Speak a little louder. What? Can somebody tell me what the hell she's saying?
She's asking why this, that, or the other.
I don't know why this, that, or the other. Maybe a bomb's going to drop on your head. You ever think of that, you old bag? Maybe that's what's going to happen, all right? A big freaking nuclear bomb powered by Trumptricity. Going to drop right on your head.
Okay, what if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden, because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
They didn't respect Biden. You know why? Because he's not respectable. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. I don't know whether or not they respected Bill Clinton. I haven't asked them about it, but they probably did not.
Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary.
It was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Hillary witch hunt, Blair Witch Project scam sandwich. All right. Listen, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened.
Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam.
Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. Hillary, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Shifty Shifteroo. Stick one over here, the other one too. It was a hell of a scam, and you all fell for it.
And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't.
He had to go through it. He did go through it. You want to go through it? I went through it. Nobody goes through it like me.
End up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom.
It came out of Hunter Biden's pool room. All right. It came out of Hunter Biden's mother-in-law's spare bedroom that doesn't even get used that often. All right. Do you want to know where this came from? It came from Hunter Biden's cupboards. All right. You thought they were bare. They're not bare. There's something in there.
All right. Getting carried away here. It's like Trump's saying all this shit, but he's not saying anything. Like, if you really listen, he's just saying like Hunter Biden, Hillary, Joe Biden. It was a scam. It was like, he's not really giving us any details. He's just like saying shit. Simone says, hey, Jake, Ralphie, and everyone, just saying hello. Jake, people called me faker because I'm donating to you. What the fuck? Yeah, disregard any trolls up in chat. And you were given a wrench because you support this channel and you donate and you have nice things to say, and I appreciate that. And the more people that do that, the better chance I have of sticking around here on YouTube, and I'm able to keep doing this. You know, if there's not enough of you guys to help out and support the channel, then there wouldn't be a channel. So it's you guys supporting the channel that keeps me doing this. So I thank people like Simone and anyone who can donate, because it really does help me to survive and keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you, Simone. I genuinely appreciate the support. Glad you could be here. I know earlier you said that you might not be able to make it tonight, so I'm glad you were able to stop in and support the stream. All right, let's get some more of this argument going. I'm feeling good.
It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia, the 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal.
He wants to make a deal. I don't know if he could make a deal. He wants to go on The Price is Right. I don't know if he knows if The Price is right. There used to be a time when Bob Barker was alive. I knew that the price was right. I don't know if he knows anymore. Maybe he does. I don't know. But when he tried to make a deal with Joe Biden, he didn't try to make a deal with me. And then maybe he tried to make a deal with Bush. I don't know. I wasn't there. But he didn't try to make a deal with me. Because if he did, I would tell him that he doesn't have the cards. We have the cards. You don't have what it takes. We have what it takes. Nobody's going to listen to you. They're going to listen to me. You know why? They don't respect you. They respect me.
Problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And
I empowered you to be a tough guy? That's a weird line. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy.
The problem is, I empowered you to be a tough guy. And then look at this. What? That's a weird look. Like you're looking at something over here, and Trump's looking in this direction down at the floor. Just very strange. Like, this is like a conversation that should be had eye to eye, right? But no, Trump looked at floor. This guy stares off into space over here like he's not even listening. He doesn't even know what's going on.
And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave.
I empowered you to be a tough guy, but I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. Interesting.
But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position.
So if you don't do a deal with us, you're going to die. You're going to fail. Everyone will think you're stupid. Everyone's going to make fun of you and call you names. All right. And you're going to deserve it. And then I'm going to piss on your ashes. All right. But if you make a deal with us, then your wildest dreams will come true. Everyone's going to like you. Everyone's going to love you. And then you can be possibly president number 4 behind me, Elon, Vance. You can be president number 4. All right. I don't know. Just making shit up. Dustin Dunaway says, who said you're fired better, Vince McMahon or Trump? Can you do a Vince McMahon impression saying you're fired? Well, let me tell you something, Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's something that I've been meaning to tell you for a while. You're fired. Stone Cold Steve Austin. You're fired. Unbelievable. The Undertaker. You're fired. I think Vince McMahon's was more intense. And I was a fan of the Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon Attitude Era stuff. That was back when I was a teenager. So I remember some of Vince's best work. And in fact, Vince had Trump come over to his
a television program, and them two did a fake feud, did some huge numbers at the time. So that's how I connected Trump to pro wrestling. Simone says, love your Trump impression. Well, thank you very much. You're getting an extra big dose of my Trump impression tonight because, well, he's mainstream top of the page news with this Zelensky. And this, like I said, is the most energy I have seen out of Trump in a while. So I'm going to milk it for all it's worth.
But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television. I will say that.
One more time.
Think, huh? This is going to be great television. I will say that.
All right, I think we have seen enough of this clip. I would have to say that was some great television. Let me tell you that. You gave me a lot of material to work with. I hope that we see more of this version of Trump. This is probably the best version of Trump for me to work with. I want to see Trump versus other world leaders.
All right. Thanks again, Simone. Very generous of you. All right, guys. So there's an updated clip that just came out where Trump was asked about this. I don't know if you guys saw that. Some of you guys probably saw that last clip, but you might not have saw the updated one where Trump is asked about that. We'll check that one out. It's not as good, but it's got a few parts that I might be able to work with. And I'm wondering if they used doppelganger Trump. You guys tell me. I'm getting a bit of a doppelganger Trump on this next video. So you guys can tell me whether you think it's the same Trump or not. All right. So here's the more recent Trump appearance.
His standpoint, I think he very much overplayed his hand. We're looking for peace. We're not looking for somebody that's going to sign up as strong power and then not make peace because they feel emboldened. And that's what I saw happening. I'm looking for peace. We're not looking to go into a 10-year war and play games. We want peace. And it was just my impression that if we do that, if we sign up, he's looking for something that I'm not looking for. He's looking to go on and fight. We're looking to end the death. 2,000 people died this week. Soldiers, more than that, but 2,000 approximately people died this week. Young Ukrainians and Russians. And somebody would say, why do you care about Ukraine and Russian soldiers? I care about them. I care about everybody.
I care about every living thing. Anyone who knows me knows I would never even step on an ant. I don't swat flies. Quite frankly, I've never actually killed anything. I don't even use antibacterial soap because I don't believe in killing the poor bacteria. You know, a lot of bacteria is actually good for you. It's very beneficial. And so, as the greatest president that there ever was, beings that I don't believe in killing anything, I have never killed anything. I want to stop anyone and everything from killing anyone and everything because I love everyone and everything. Nobody loves people as much as me. Nobody loves animals as much as me. Nobody loves humanity as much as me. So that's why I want to end every war. I want there to be eternal peace from here on out.
That's the plan, you guys.
And we're not doing that. Now, if we don't do anything, he's going to have to make peace, but he's dealing with a very weak set of cards. if we sign, he's dealing with very strong set of cards, and then he doesn't want to make peace. So that's where we are. It's very simple.
Dude, he's referenced the cards like 10 times now. That was like a callback to the last one.
All right, you don't have the cards. Listen to me. You're not holding the proper cards. We have the cards. Do you know who has the cards? We were dealt a winning hand, all right? I don't know if you noticed. We were dealt a royal flush. It was right there. It was on the board. It was in front of your face. You saw it. You put your money in. You lost, pal. It's over, all right? Do you remember what the card said? Read them and weep, all right? You were playing with the Queen of Hearts, all right? You lost. Everybody knows, all right? If you gamble, you're going to lose. I used to run a casino. I know all about gambling.
I'm not looking to get into anything protracted. I want immediate peace. President Putin is going to want to make, and he wants to end it. And you saw what I saw today. This is a man that wants to get us signed up and keep fighting. And we're not doing that, not for this country. So we're setting a lot of records. Economically, we're setting records. And I think every way we're setting records. One of the best is the right track, wrong track. You saw that. We're on the right track for the first time in over 27 years.
We're on the right track for the first time in 27 years. Wait, did I hear that right?
One of the best is the right track, wrong track. You saw that. We're on the right track for the first time in over 27 years.
In over 27 years. So, like during your last presidency, we weren't on the right track for the entire 4 years? What the fuck were you doing the last time you were in office? You didn't get us on the right track then, but we're supposed to expect you to put us on the right track and then keep us there when you didn't do it last time? How exactly is this track determined? Where is this track? Can you show me the track? Has anybody seen this track that he's talking about? Jake, are you saying things would have been better with Joe Biden? Joe Biden's the one that done messed everything up. Trump's the one who's fixing everything. You got to give him some time. Joe Biden's the one who made everything shitty. Trump's going to make everything awesome. Give the man some time.
People are impressed with that. The other thing is the feeling about our country. The feeling is great. It's up 48% on feeling on business.
Anybody going to call him out on the things that he's saying? He's sounding a little bit like Joe Biden now, right? Like, what did you just say? Up 48% on feeling on business? One more time, with caps on.
The other thing is the feeling about our country. The feeling is great. It's up 48% on feeling on business.
How do you keep track of people's feelings? And call it 48%. Where did those numbers come from? Right? I understand if you survey some people, but like up 48% on feeling on business? Like what? Like that's something that that old dementia senile Joe would have said, right? Right? Oh, no, Jake. Oh, it's different when Trump says some shit that doesn't make sense. It's because he's tired and he's old. When Joe doesn't make sense, it's because he's an old child sniffer who has dementia and he's delusional. When Trump doesn't make sense, it's because he's old and just forgot. Understand?
The other thing is the feeling about our country. The feeling is great. It's up 48% on feeling on business.
It's up 48% on feeling on business, you guys. There you have it. You can't argue with math, you guys. Samir Colera with a donation. Thank you very much. All right, we got almost 500 people here. Do what the emoji's doing and hit that thumbs up. All right. I'm guessing that a lot of you have laughed tonight. Show some love. Hit that thumbs up button. It really does help. It sends a message to YouTube that you are supporting the best content in the world and the funniest comedian who ever existed. Hit the damn thumbs up. Let freedom ring. And thank you, Samir. I appreciate the donation, sir.
And that's the record we've never had. There's never been a record where we've ever gone up that much in such a short period of time.
We've never went up on feeling on business that much before. It went up more than the last over 27 years. Last year, they did not go up by 48% on feeling on business. In fact, you know what? They were down 33.3% on feeling on business. But now, since I've taken over, we've had the most on feeling on business turnaround comeback, whatever you want to call it, that there ever was, since they've been keeping track of on feeling business.
So we're doing really well. And I guess some of you are coming with us. And if you are, I hope you're going to have a good flight. What? He's got to say, I want to make peace. He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, all negative things. He's got to say, I want to make peace. I don't want to fight a war any longer. His people are dying. He doesn't have the cards, just so you understand it, okay?
Back to the cards. We're back to the cards, you guys. Come on, y'all. That's not much better than the actors pretending to be Joe Biden. That's barely a step above Joe Biden. At this point, he's like looking like he doesn't have lines, like he's improvising or something. But man, not a strong showing. Coming off his Zelenskyy performance, this is definitely a disappointment. You guys have to agree, right? After watching him all fired up against Zelenskyy, the most fired up we've seen the Trump character in a while. I don't know if this is a doppelganger Trump who just can't quite put it together, but this is definitely a letdown, right? This is very underwhelming. Yeah, I've heard people say that the one in the hat ain't the main Trump. That the main Trump doesn't wear the hat. And whenever you see the one in the hat, that's a doppelganger Trump. All right. So they had the doppelganger Trump out here doing this, talking to the lame-ass reporters. And then they have the real Trump doing the skit with Zelenskyy. I don't know. Like multiple Santa Clauses.
I can tell you. Did you tell Zelensky to leave the White House? I don't have to tell you that. Go ahead. I think you know the answer to that. What? Wait. Look, I don't trust or distrust anybody. I just want to get a deal done. And if the deal happens, good. But you can't embolden somebody that does not have the cards, and all of a sudden
the cards, y'all. Call back to the cards. It's all about the cards.
Person says, oh, well, now I can keep fighting. We're not going to keep fighting. You're going to get the war done or let them go and see what happens. Let them fight it out. I want anybody that's going to make peace. If he's capable of making peace, which he may or may not be, but I want somebody that's going to make peace.
Nobody's better at making peace than me. Do you remember when I was feuding with Rosie O'Donnell and I said she had an ugly, fat face? Well, now I don't say that anymore. In fact, you never hear me talking negatively about Rosie O'Donnell anymore. You know why? Because I'm a man of peace. I learned the error of my ways. In fact, that was the only time I can admit that I was ever wrong, was that I said Rosie O'Donnell should shut her ugly, stupid, fat mouth. I was wrong about that when I said that stupid, ugly, fat, cunty-ass whore should shut her stupid mouth. I probably shouldn't have said that. That was the only thing I can admit ever doing wrong. Other than that, I've been an absolutely perfect man, a man of peace, and that's why I want this nation to be peaceful. I want to make a deal. If you don't want to make a deal, all right, then you're not holding the cards. We got the cards. You don't got the cards. You want to make a deal? Let's make a deal. Evander Holyfield.
Again, he doesn't have the cards. When we sign up, he's got all of the cards. That doesn't.
I think he's talked about the cards about like I don't know 20 times now. I want to say that's about 20 times he's mentioned the cards.
Doesn't mean he can fight. He's got to stop the fighting, stop the death. He's losing hundreds of thousands of soldiers. It's time to stop the death. Say it.
When I said grab him by the pussy, you know that I meant cat. Everybody knows that I meant cat. All right, get your mind out of the gutter. What did you think I was talking about? I would never refer to woman's genitalia as a P word. All right, but I would, quite frankly, refer to any cat that I see as a pussy cat, because that's what they are. So let's get a hold of ourselves. Nobody did anything wrong. I've only done one thing wrong, and that was when I told Rosie O'Donnell to shut her fat, ugly, stupid ass whore mouth. All right, that's on me. I take the blame for that. But other than that, I'm the most peaceful president that there ever was, and there's no arguing about that. Biden, not peaceful. Obama, not peaceful. I am the most peaceful president that there ever was or ever will be. I am the excellence of peacefulcution.
Well, he says he wants it now. He wants to come back right now, but I can't do that. I can't. They should have an immediate ceasefire. That was the other thing he didn't want to do about ceasefire. A ceasefire could take place immediately. A contract, if you want to end the war, you sign up an agreement. That's going to take a period of time. It takes time. I want it to end immediately.
All right, we got a request coming in from I'm Rigged. Let me get Trump off the screen here if I'm going to do this one. That way nobody's distracted. All right, so we got RFK translates for Stephen Hawking. Those of you who saw the Stephen Hawking bit, you guys already know we're about to get into some comedy here. All right, here we go.
He says that he's always been a staunch supporter of the vaccines. In fact, it's probably because of the vaccines that he took. He was able to stay alive with such a debilitating disease for so long. And in fact, he also says that there might be a quasar next to the nebula in the near distant galaxy of Andromeda. But also, man has a theory that the universe might be never ending. But this is only because man cannot quite fathom how indeed the universe could possibly not end in a quantum explosion of massive proportions. There you go.
Ta-da! Just made it up off the spot. Hopefully it worked for you guys. All right. And I had to make him say a bunch to drive the point that like Stephen Hawking can just mumble a little bit, and then you get like a paragraph of shit. That was like that had to be part of my delivery. So I intentionally made it really long. All right, we got some laughing emojis coming in, so I think that means I did the job. Thank you again for the not only the donation, but the comedic suggestion. Not a bad choice. I'm Rigged. Also a generous supporter of the show. Yeah, RFK just sounds like a dude who's like in pain while constipated, squeezing a giant shit out of his asshole and it won't come out. That's what I picture when I do that voice. That's how I do such an accurate representation. All right. Moving on. Oh, yeah, let's finish this up real quick. Maybe I can squeeze a little more comedy out of this.
And I think if you had a ceasefire, it would be a ceasefire, a real one, that would end it. But he doesn't want to do that. That's fine. Do a better deal. I want it to end immediately. I want a ceasefire now. He says, oh, I don't want a ceasefire. Well, all of a sudden, he's like, I want a ceasefire now.
Whoop. Gotcha, bitch. Bingo. He wants it now. 666. Uh-oh. Jake, it don't mean nothing.
He says, oh, I don't want a ceasefire. Well, all of a sudden, he's a big shot because he has the U.S. on his side.
I want a ceasefire. He doesn't want a ceasefire. I tried to talk him into a ceasefire. He doesn't want to do the ceasefire. You know what he says? Oh, I don't want to do the ceasefire. Duh, 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 duh. That's exactly how he sounds. You know, I do a perfect, accurate impression of Zelensky. I tried to talk him into the ceasefire. I told him, if we don't do the ceasefire, you're going to lose. You don't have the cards. We have the cards. If you want the cards, you're going to have to deal with me, all right? He doesn't want to deal with me because he doesn't have the cards. You want to know what he says? Oh, the cards don't matter. That's what he says. Every time I bring up the cards, he tries to act like the cards don't matter. Let me tell you, the cards mean everything. We got the cards. You want the cards, you got to deal with me.
Either we're going to end it or let him fight it out. And if he fights it out, it's not going to be pretty. Because without us, he doesn't win. Let me tell you. It doesn't matter what I'm considering. I'm just telling you. You saw what I saw today. That was not a man that wanted to make peace. And I'm only interested if he wants to end the bloodshed. Thank you very much, everybody.
You saw I was perfectly reasonable. I wanted to make peace. He wanted to make war. He attacked me. He physically assaulted me. He pulled out a gun, tried to shoot me. It nicked my ear. I barely survived. You guys saw the whole thing. He wants war. I want peace. If he doesn't want peace, we might just have to bring him some war. You want to go to war with me? Let me tell you what, you don't have the cards to go to war with me. This guy thinks he wants to go to war. We'll show him what a war is all about. But I don't want to go to war because I like peace. I'm a man of peace.
All right, images from.
All right, there we go. All right, enough Trump. We'll move on. Enough of the Trumpster. All right. You know what we should do? I think we should show some cringy MAGAs. That's what we'll do. Because the MAGAs, they got their chest all puffed out. They think that like their side won. They think like America's going to be great again. They're happy on business, causing the numbers to go up to 48%. So let's show some of these cringy MAGAs. Just before Trump won. Let's see what they had to say. Because this is like the opinion of tens of millions of people. Hundreds of millions. Shit, who knows? So let's listen to some typical MAGAs here.
People not talking about that they should.
We're not talking about our worldview. Everybody's laughing at America because we have the weakest president we've ever had in the history. He likes everybody but America. Because he's crooked. He's gotten a lot of money, millions over the years with his son Hunter. But the thing it is, Russia, China, everybody's laughing because we have no strength. We are not the America of 10 years ago. It's scary.
So we were stronger when President Obama was in office?
No.
She went back farther than when Trump was in office. So then the guy just asked her, so we were stronger when Obama was in office? And she says no. She doesn't even realize that, like, she went back too far when she said we were stronger 10 years ago. So the guy's like, so 10 years ago when Obama was president? No.
That was 10 years ago.
No, yeah. Obama started this whole mess and started dividing us. When Trump came in, he started getting us back to our roots, back to loving America, back to helping get rid of the regulations so we can be more energy efficient. Now, look at, we're buying our oil from where? A foreign country, when we have enough here in this country to take care of us plus many.
Well, we've always bought our oil from other countries.
No, but we could produce more here. He's hurting big businesses. Look at what's going on.
Did you see what happened when Obama was president? It was bad. And then when Trump took over, it was good. And then when Biden took over, it got bad again. So I hope Trump wins so it can be good again. But then after 4 years, if another Democrat takes over, then it'll get bad again. Imagine being that, and that's what you do every 4 to 8 years. Jeez, holy fuck. The good news is, if you ran into this lady now, she would be in a good mood. She would be like, well, I'm just glad that they didn't steal the election this time. They stole the election last time, but they couldn't steal it this time. They had to cheat to win last time, but they didn't cheat to win this time because there was just too many people who liked Trump that they couldn't even cheat to win. But last time they did cheat. So I'm just glad they didn't steal the election. And that's like tens of millions of people. Holy shit. Oh, you don't believe me? Listen up.
You've got big businesses that are going out of business. Did you hear about the drug? Not CVS, but one of them, Rite Aid. They're going out of business. They're closing over 100 stores.
That has nothing to do with being able to get stuff online and from Amazon.
No.
You started to talk about immigration. Tell me about that.
So who are these people in our country? They're not vetted, right? We don't know nothing of them. So
they're asylum seekers, essentially, right?
And that's fine. You know, I love people. I love diversity. I do.
Oh, now she loves people and loves diversity. Look at how she was like, we don't know nothing about these people. Who are these people? We don't know nothing about them. Yeah, but you know, they're seeking asylum. And that's good. I like people. Right? Look at this face. We don't know nothing about these guys. Oh, seeking asylum. Yay!
People, I love diversity. I do. I honestly, in my heart, I do. What I see on TV, what I read on the news is a lot of people getting bused from Texas, Governor Abbott, saying we cannot sustain all these people coming in.
Do you think that's PR and propaganda, or do you think that's, you take him at his word?
No, I absolutely believe it, because
I totally believe what the TV says about them busting these illegals in here. Whatever the TV says about illegals is true. All right. Now, when the Democrats they're the ones that let all these illegals over. Trump never let any illegal over. All right. When Trump was president, you didn't see illegals coming over the border. There were no illegal. But when Biden took over, that's when all the illegals came out.
The reason I say I believe that is because Governor Abbott, he's sitting there saying he can't sustain this. So if Abbott, he's not even on the border where Texas is, right? And if Abbott can't sustain the influx of immigrants that are coming, then what do you think is happening in Texas, where they're right there on the border? I mean, that should speak volumes, right?
What do you think is the biggest danger in America, right?
This one's funny. Jen No Fear with a super sticker. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate the super sticker. Very kind of you. I just want to show you guys that the far right is every bit as cringy as the far left. So if you think the far left, you know, with their pink and blue hair and their alphabet rights and their pride parades, if you think all that is shitty and bad for the country, Getting people to be subservient of the government because they think their side has won and they think their side can do no wrong, and they think that they're owning the other side with their guy who won. Like they're tricking people into worshiping government. All right, like right now they want you to be a right winger, basically. But people don't know that they're being funneled into this category by design. All right, listen to this. Listen to this. To me, it's every bit as cringy as a left wing, as somebody of the far left. I don't participate in the right-left paradigm, so I'm able to make fun of the righties and the lefties.
Right now,
the people pouring in from over the border. I mean, as he always said, and he has said for many years, the fentanyl, the terrorists, we've got enough problems with our own people, much less to bring in from other countries.
and what is it about? I mean, this is a nation of immigrants. What is it about immigration that gives you pause right now?
Well, it's not immigrants, because my family came straight from Italy. So it has nothing to do with immigration. It has to do with the fact that they're not even checking these people. My uncle was not allowed into the United States when my grandfather came because he had an eye condition. Now they're just letting anybody come in. It's a free-for-all. You know, my biggest fear right now is nothing is in place, or I don't know if anything's in place, to not have the election stolen again.
There it is, the election stolen. It looks like I missed a super chat. We'll get into this whole election stolen business. For 4 years, every Trumper complained that the election was rigged, election was stolen, voter fraud. But now, this last election, nope. The Democrats, they didn't cheat, or they tried to cheat and failed, right? They weren't smart enough to cheat. So the evil Democrats stole the election 2 elections ago. But this last time, nope. Those evil Democrats weren't able to figure it out. Kelly Yamaguchi with a donation said, Trump, millions and millions, China, Mina. Millions and millions and billions and billions, China, you're fired. Trumptricity, Lena, Greena, Mina, we got the cards. You want the cards? I'll deal the cards. You want to make millions? Let's make billions. You're fired. China, Lena, Greena, Mina, China, Lena, Greena, Mina, China. You want the millions? We'll make it billions, millions and billions and billions and millions and billions and billions and billions and billions. You're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. China, Lena, Greena, Mina, far superior. All right, there you go. Just for you, Kelly. Anthony Clay says J.D. Vance tag teamed this skit today. Zelensky may be part of the skit. Oh, of course, dude, everyone on the screen is in on it. There's nobody who's not in on it on that screen. Thank you, Rose, for sending me the text about the super chat that I missed of Kelly's. I got your text and got Kelly's super chat. So thank you for that. And thank you, Anthony Clay, as well. Yeah, Vance, president number 3. He's like irrelevant to me, right? At the tippity top of my list, Trump is like the most famous character in the world. And I do my Trump impression. And then you got Elon. And I can do a little bit of an Elon impression. Maybe not the best, but it works for now. But Vance, there's just not enough personality there for me to sit and try and learn a Vance impression. And most people just don't care about him. He's like irrelevant, president number 3, right? Like if Trump dies, Elon takes over, not Vance. All right. And one Ballers says, why is immigration only focused on Mexicans? Yeah, you know what? Nobody gives a shit about Canadians coming over the border or any other country, right? If you were like, oh yeah, we came over, on a boat from Spain. We speak Spanish, but we came from Spain. It's like, oh yeah, that's fine. As long as it's not those dirty beaner ass fucking Mexicans, right? Spaniards are totally cool, bro. We just don't want none of them goddamn illegal Mexicans. And this is a comedy show, so don't anyone get their panties in a wad. It's all for fun. It's all a big joke. And everything I say is true. So there's that. In fact, that reminds me of my actually, I'll save my totally not racist joke for after this.
Or I don't know if anything's in place to not have the election stolen again. That's my biggest fear.
So you think it was stolen last time?
Absolutely.
What has been the evidence that you've seen that convinces you?
2,000 Mules, that movie, with people actually stuffing the ballot boxes, of people having bins of ballots underneath their desks, of them stopping when he was ahead, and then all of a sudden he lost.
They were stuffing the ballot box. They didn't do it this last time. They knew better. Actually, they tried to stuff the ballot box, but there were so many people voting for Trump that it didn't even matter. Them damn Democrats was trying to steal the election this time, but they failed. They stole it last time, but this time there was too many people who loved Trump to let that happen. They weren't able to steal it. So if you're a Trump nutlicker, you got to believe that the election was stolen when Trump lost. But now that he won, it was perfectly fair and square, not stolen. It wasn't stolen for Trump, of course. Don't even try and say people stuffed the ballot box for Trump. That's bullshit. Every single vote was counted correctly for Trump. Don't even dare suggest that there was any sort of voter fraud on the right side. Voter fraud only exists with the evil Democrats and the deep state and the bad guy Joe Biden and those icky Democrats. Yeah. They're the ones who stuff ballot boxes. And guess what? They tried to cheat this last time and it didn't even work because so many people love Trump. Yeah, you have to fucking believe that. If you are a Trump taint licker, you have to believe that this time the Democrats must have tried to steal the election, but they failed. But the Seven Mules movie, and they were stuffing the ballot box. That's how, I mean, goddamn. See what I'm saying? These people are just as cringe. Every bit as cringe as the left, right? Their counterparts who have like pink and blue hair and want a gay Sesame Street pride parade in Ethiopia. Yeah, those people. Just as much cringe as these Trumpers. I look at these people and put them in equal categories. People who fall for the right versus left paradigm and are into it and involved in it. See, if you lightly swing right or left, you're less annoying to me, and I have nothing to latch on to. But if you're hardcore enough to where you go out and like do these like demonstrations and stuff and like wear MAGA hats and wave Trump flags, or like, you know, you go to these lefty liberal demonstrations and stuff. If you do any sort of demonstrating as a member of the right or the left, that means you are part of the far right or the far left, and you are the biggest useful idiot of them all.
When everybody woke up the next morning, you know what? I mean, I'm no brilliant person here, but what I saw, and it's not just because I'm for Donald Trump, let the best man win, you know, but when it's stolen, it's stolen. And it was stolen. And like I said, I wasn't there, but I saw the movie of the exact things that were happening.
I wasn't there, but I saw a movie. And those are the people who won. The good guy side that won. She saw the movie. She knows her shit. She did her research. She saw that one movie, you guys. She knows what's up. She voted for Trump this time. This time, the good guys won. America's getting better as we speak. Do you guys know that feeling of business is up 48%? I learned that today. You know who I learned it from? Trump. So it's got to be true. All right. Let's see. Trump, Zelensky. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to actually, I said I was going to tell my totally not racist joke. So before we move on, I'm going to tell a joke. I've told it before, but every time I tell it, it's a little differently because I kind of improv it. So it goes like this. This is the totally not racist joke. Do you guys know who I think is the third most awesome people? Black people! I think they're the third most awesome. First is white people, because, you know, I'm white. And so I think they're the first most awesome. And then I think tied for second place is brown, yellow, and red, right? I think those colors of people are tied for second most awesome. And then in third place, black people. They're the third most awesome. Do you know why I think black people are the third most awesome? Because they have ugly, crinkly ass, greasy hair that is so cool. And I wish I had it. I wish I had greasy, crinkly ass, crackly ass hair and ashy ass skin. I wish I did, but I don't. I was born a good looking ass white guy, but I wish I was a big fat black lady. I do. I wish I was a big fat honking greasy ass black woman. Am I allowed to wish I was a fat greasy black woman? Or do you find that offensive? Is that considered racist if I truly wish that I was a big fat black chick with big floppy greasy titties and huge areolas? Is it racist that I truly wish that I was that? It is? Okay, fuck. Then I don't wish I was a big fat black greasy mama. How's that? Oh, you still don't like that? That's not any better? Well, what is it with you people? Am I allowed to wish I was a big fat black greasy woman? Or am I not allowed to wish that I was a big fat greasy black lady? What is it with you people? Fine. I don't know if I feel like being a big fat greasy black lady or not. There. Is that okay? I hope so. Sheesh. There you go. That's my totally not racist joke. All right. Sometimes I keep going and I add other races to the mix. You know who else I wish I was? A stinky ass Puerto Rican. Man, I wish I was a stinky ass Puerto Rican who goes, oh, do, 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 do. I wish I was one of those because those are awesome. They're my favorite. In fact, stinky ass Puerto Ricans are better than all of you times infinity. What? Just kidding. Or am I? All right. It's my own patented brand of humor. If you see anyone copying that joke, you tell me and I'll punch them in the fucking face. That's like an old school rule. If anyone steals your joke, you can just go punch them in the fucking face. That reminds me, Owen Benjamin somewhat ripped off my Lunar module is a homeless tweaker shelter bit. He like half stole it. So I think that means I get to half punch him in the fucking face if I ever see him. Somebody go tell big tall scammer bear that if he ever steals another half of one of my jokes, that's going to equal a whole fist that's going to come right in his fucking stupid scammer ass bear face. All right. So let's move on. Did you guys hear that they're going to do some more fake space? They're going to supposedly build another space station. They're going to take down the current International Space Station. And they supposedly are going to build one that is going to be thrusted to the moon and then going to orbit the moon. Have you guys heard? I'll show you a few videos. They're calling it a Gateway Lunar Space Station. All right. And they started talking about this like 3 years ago. Retro Bill says, I wish I could sing a stinky ass, like a stinky ass Indian. I wonder, can you, Jake, sing like a stinky ass Indian? I probably could. All right. Let's see. Stinky ass Indian. So that reminds me that the Indian / Middle Eastern guy who runs the mini mart. We all know a Middle Eastern / Indian guy who runs a mini mart, right? Of course you do. And if you go in at the right time of day, you just might hear him listening to his native music. Have you ever heard the Indian / Middle Eastern guy listening to his country's native music? It sounds a little something like this. Sounds a little something like that, right? And then you'll see homeboy behind the counter like rocking out. Like, and he's like, yes, this is my jam. I love this song, right? He's like rocking out behind the counter. And you walk in, you're like, your country has very beautiful music. Then you go get your items and you go to pay. And he's like, yes, my friend, you like this music too? Huh? Like, yes, I love this one. This one's also one of my favorite songs. I like the part where the guy goes, it's very beautiful. Yes, that is my favorite part too. I really love when he goes, that is my favorite part of the whole song, my friend. Right? It's like an Indian guy's favorite part of the song, or a Middle Eastern guy, whatever. It's all the same. Those store owner guys, their favorite part of the song is when the guy goes, and it's like my favorite part of a song is like the guitar solo, right? So I really geek out over guitar solos. Like when I hear, let's say Eddie Van Halen play one of his best solos, I'll be like, whoa, that's the craziest part of the song. Whereas like the Indian dude, he hears another Indian dude go, yeah. And that's his favorite part of the song. You see? It's like I see like Victor Wooten slapping a bass. He's like, and I'm like, whoa! Whereas like an Indian guy looks at another Indian guy going, and he's like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen and heard, right? It's like we all have different tastes. We all have different tastes. Like I like to watch dudes make noises like right? All this cool guitar squeals and stuff. Whereas an Indian guy, he wants to see another Indian guy Do what? Do this. Kelly Yamaguchi, Indian 49ers fan. I love the 49ers. I'm betting. The 49er is my favorite team. Me and Jamir, we go to the Santa Clara Stadium and we watch the 49er in the very close win the game, my friend. I bet all of my cash on FanDuel, and me and Khabib, we won. We won the entire money, and then we take the money and we go to the moon. Take the money, we go to the moon. Then you know that we come back soon. Rove to the east, rove to the west, and bitch, you know that we rove the best. We land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, land on the moon. There you go. Mixed in that one and land on the moon. Got a double dose coming at that ass. We go to see the 49er and they play the Raider, and there was fan in the stand of the other team, and I say, fuck you, these nuts, we beat you cause you suck, my friend. And there was like, no, you are the one who suck. I said, look at the scoreboard, bitch. It says that we win and that you lose. And Christian McCaffrey scored the touchdown, and he is on my fantasy team, my friend. So therefore, not only did we win the game, but I win my fantasy championship as well. All right. What am I saying? Looks like I missed the super chat from N1 Ballers. That's what Rose is telling me. So now I got to go rustle that up. I'm going to go rustle it up. And then I see All That Glitters is Old coming in with a super chat. Let me go get the super chat that I missed real quick. From N1. Said, Jake, here's my joke. Ready? Women's rights. Period, 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 period. Good one. Just kidding. Or am I? All right. Hopefully I made that funny. All That Glitters is Old says, speaking of the bass, can you play some? Oh, shit. I was totally not prepared for this, but that's a very generous donation. And so, geez, you're going to put me on the spot. All right, just for a few minutes, because I haven't played in a while and I haven't warmed up or nothing, so I'll just play for a few minutes. Whip out the Stingray bass, which I haven't played in a while. All right. Put that away for now. All right, there you go. Haven't played in a while, so I fudged a few of my lines there, but hey, not too bad, right? For a guy who hasn't played in a while. Huh? Thank you, All That Glitters Is Old. I appreciate it. My dog doesn't seem to like the bass playing too much. He doesn't dig it. In fact, I think he wants to make an appearance, huh? He's like, "What are you doing? Why are you making that noise?" Speaking of, there we go. Got some Ralphie in the house. Got some Ralphie in the house. My puppy's getting big. Got the Ralphie in the house. Everybody say, hey to Ralph. Ralphie's a good puppy. Ralphie's a good puppy. Look at this puppy. Ralph the Pippi. Ralph the Pippi. Ralph the Pippi. Ralph the Pippi. He's a Pippi boy. All right. Lewis said some truth, some laughs, some rock. Hell yeah, Jake. Thank you. Oh, thank you from me and Ralphie, who's here. I gave him a bone to chew on, some ribs. So he's been chewing on beef ribs this whole time. You smell like a beef dog. You smell like you've been eating beefs, puppy. All right. You a beef dog. One sec. I might have missed some super chats. Let me go back and make sure. And then I had some more. Yep. I knew I missed one. Thanks, Rose. I knew I missed one. Super sticker coming in from Eric Ramos. All right. Phew. Thank you, Eric Ramos, for the super sticker. All right. Looks like I'm caught up now. All right, here we go.
For me, home is where my family is. But there have been times in my life where I was called away from my family for extended periods of time. While I was serving in the Marine Corps, it was hard to be away from my loved ones. But thankfully, I had my squadron family, but other places where we were stationed around the globe became a temporary home. Then, in 2009, I launched the International Space Station, traveling even farther away from my family, conducting science 250 miles above the Earth. The space station was an orbiting home for my crewmates and myself. Talk about a room with a breathtaking view. With Artemis, NASA will send the first woman and the first person of color to the moon. We are going there for the benefit of all here. We'll need a place to orbit around the moon, where we can live and work, a place to get ready for our lunar surface expeditions, and a place to return to when our work on the lunar surface is complete.
So they're saying they're going to build a space station that orbits the moon, y'all. And check this out. Oh, shit. That's not what I meant to do. 1 second. I meant to show when the video came out, and when I hit back, it exited out of the video. 1 second. Okay. All right. So this was 3 years ago. This gateway introduction was made.
We'll need a place to orbit around the moon, where we can live and work, a place to get ready for our lunar surface expeditions, and a place to return to when our work on the lunar surface is complete. We need a lunar home away from home. This will be the gateway.
So they start talking about this gateway introduction. So they're calling the new space station that they want to build that orbits the moon Gateway. And of course, if they do go on to create a gateway that orbits the moon, it will only be in a studio in Imagination Land, right? It will only be in a computer program, AI, what have you. It won't be real. So ain't no real space station gonna go orbit the moon because there is no real space station. There's currently 2 fake stations. There's a one that orbits the Earth, the International Space Station, but then the Chinese also have one as well. And the United States don't call out the Chinese one for being fake. The Chinese don't call out the ISS as being fake. So they go along with each other having a space station. And if you look into it, the Chinese space station footage is quite phony. Oh yeah, I got that one. Okay. So they're talking about another space station. So when they say they're going to bring down the ISS by 2030, well, by then they'll probably have this next one up orbiting the moon in people's minds.
Starting with the power and habitation modules, the Gateway will be the first long-term outpost in lunar orbit humans have ever had. Prime for new discoveries, this orbiting laboratory will provide us with a unique view of our solar system, and it's already becoming a beacon for the future of international and commercial cooperation in space. With increasing capability and longer missions over time, the Gateway will be a powerhouse of technology and science, paving the way for future human missions to Mars.
Whoa! Paving the way for missions to Mars. Y'all, they haven't been back to the moon since 1972 because they claim they lost and destroyed that technology. And this is 3 years ago. They're talking about going back to the moon with this new space station. So they got to wait for this space station to be built before they can return back to the moon. But they haven't gone back to the moon since 1972. Now they're talking about going to Mars. Yeah, you know, the jump in technology just doesn't quite make sense. You somehow lost and destroyed that tech, but now you're going to have the space station that orbits the moon. Yeah, but Mars is a lot further. So how you jumping and making that advance in technology where you think you're going to put men on the moon? But they can trick people into thinking Mars and men walking on Mars is achievable because they've made TV shows about it and movies about it.
Powerhouse of technology and science, paving the way for future human missions to Mars. Design and fabrication of gateway elements by NASA and our international partners is well underway around the world right now. Wherever you are on planet Earth, today you are part of the Artemis generation. I'm NASA astronaut Randy Bresnik. I invite you to join us by following.
All right, so that was 3 years ago. And then another couple of years ago, they made another video. And then just recently, they just released a new one. So I'm going to catch you guys up. This is something they've been running for a couple of years. And now it looks like they're finally going to pull the trigger on this new fake space station. They'll start talking about it being built. That's how you know they're going to put it into people's minds. There we go. This one's from 2 years ago.
Is going back to the moon. Joining forces with international and commercial partners, NASA is leading the partnership that's building and will operate Gateway, humanity's first space station in lunar orbit. Gateway, based at NASA's Johnson Space Center, with elements across the agency and around the world, will advance human exploration and further scientific research in deep space for the benefit of all humanity. Built with a minimum 15-year lifespan around the moon, Gateway will be an essential element for long-term Artemis missions and the stepping stone to Mars. But we're not doing it alone. For more than 40 years, NASA has partnered with space agencies around the world to conduct meaningful research on the space shuttle, as well as build and operate the International Space Station. And today, we're expanding those relationships. NASA has once again teamed up with our international and commercial partners to build humanity's next orbital outpost. And all this is happening right now. The modules that will enable these new lunar discoveries are being manufactured in the United States and around the world today. With Gateway, we're going back to the moon and looking forward to Mars.
There it is again, going to the moon and then to Mars. See? All right, that was 2 years ago. And now, just recently, they've released another video about the Gateway. And then there's a rover mission to the moon, supposedly going to happen soon. But they've already got rovers on the moon, so I don't know what the point of like sending more rovers to the moon is, or why anybody should care. I mean, I don't believe in rovers on the moon at all, but if they already had, India sending rovers to the moon, I don't know why they expect anyone to give a shit about a rover on the moon now. All right, so this is a day ago. So they released this video extremely recently. February 27th. Not that many views.
Gateway is in of itself a humongous technological marvel. It is the first space station around the moon. It is going to be a very important part of our future exploration missions. We know how to live and work in low Earth orbit, but now it's time to go further. Artemis is going to take us to parts of the moon that we haven't been to before.
Going back to the moon has to be an international cooperation. The resources and the efforts required to make this happen are just too much for any single nation to go on their own.
There's the old saying that if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go for a long time, you go together. And so it's going to take a humankind effort to go to the moon and then use that as a stepping stone to go to Mars.
Stepping stone to go to Mars. So all three videos, they mentioned the moon and then Mars. You see how that works? So 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and then yesterday.
Be able to go and do lunar surface exploration missions and do sustainable missions, be able to do long duration missions, go to the moon to stay rather than just to visit like we did during Apollo. We need a space station, and Gateway's that station. The international crews and the international astronauts that are performing these missions will be the first humans that are making their home in deep space.
I think about all that we've learned from the International Space Station as a low Earth orbit laboratory.
And then you hear the uplifting music. Something is going to happen, and it is going to be so great when America returns to the moon. And then We're gonna use that as a stepping stone to go to Mars. La 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 la. Oh, God, I'm excited. This music's got me hyped.
Gateway will be an extension of that and continue that legacy of science and discovery.
We are going to be learning about deep space exploration. When we're in low Earth orbit, we're protected. When we're around the moon, we don't have that protection. So it is going to affect everything. We have the very unique ability at Gateway to study that radiation. Gateway sounds so science fiction, but it's real and we're building it, and science will never be the same.
Yeah, they build some shit, but that stuff doesn't actually go to space. So they can use some money and build some stuff so that they can show it on camera. And then the people who work on that, theoretically, they can be, duped into thinking that they worked on something that's going to space. But that shit doesn't actually ever go to outer space. So they can have these detailed pictures of what it looks like here on the ground. Look, we're building it. That's not CGI. That's for real. But it actually going to space, that's a whole nother story. See how that works? All right, so there you go, guys. There's going to be another space station that orbits the moon, possibly in our future, if you live long enough to see it. Retro Bill says, Jake, please show these amateur space dudes how to really fake zero gravity. They suck at it. Show these amateur space dudes how to really fake zero gravity. Well, one of the old school methods that they used was zero-G planes. I'll show a video clip of that. Right after this commercial. All right. So if you want to fake the weightlessness and have the floating effect and have it be real, have people actually floating around, you have a zero-G plane go up like this and then go down and then like this, just parabolic maneuver over and over again. And in those free fall sections, when the plane's going down and back up again, that's when you get this effect. So that's how it looks the most realistic, as if you do it like that. Now, the other way they do it, of course, is in front of a green screen with harnesses. But in my opinion, that doesn't look as good. But they have their limitations with what they can do with each way. You see, if they want to do these long question and answer deals, then the zero-G plane's not good. But if they want to like show someone like twirling something and have them do like several flips in a row and just have like a quick, 10, 20 second clip of somebody flipping something while doing flips, yeah, well, then the plane works for that. Retro Bill says, I remember you faked zero-G in an old video. Oh, you mean like the YouTube short that I made? I think I made a YouTube short where I pretended I was on the ISS. Maybe that's what you're talking about. I'll show that. Hopefully that's what you were talking about. That's on in my shorts section. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I made a few of them. What's up, guys? I'm just hanging out up here in the International Space Station. All the other astronauts left me here alone, so it's a bit lonely up here, but it's cool. Been working on my backflips and such. Just hanging out. Woo! So for this one, I used YouTube's Shorts Maker. So the little program they have to help you make your shorts. And I put as a green screen a photo of the internet inside of the International Space Station as the green screen. So you don't even have to have your own green screen. You can just insert a photo behind you and it'll green screen it in to your video. And then this button-up shirt, it was made out of a material that when I went like this, it stayed like that for a minute. So I could pull the shirt up like this because it was, I don't know exactly what sort of material it was, but it would stay up. And then I just, did one of these. Right? So that's all I did. Pretty basic stuff. Did this with my phone. What's up, guys? I'm just hanging out up here in the And I made a few. I wasn't the only one. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jake, the first flat earther on the International Space Station. I thought it was pretty cool at first when I was up here. I was doing a bunch of backflips and such, and then I accidentally got my feet caught on these wires. I pulled the wires out of the wall, and we almost died. I almost killed the whole crew by accident. Whoever put these wires all dangling all over the place, whoever did the electrical work really didn't know what they were doing. I mean, they really need to fix this before somebody gets killed up here. But other than that, it's pretty awesome. Just been hanging around. Woo! Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? Jake here. I am the first ever flat earther aboard the International Space Station. All the other astronauts went out on a spacewalk, so I decided to get butt naked. Woohoo! Butt naked in space. Is it butt naked or is it buck naked? Anywho, I thought it would be fun to be naked in zero gravity. The bad thing is my junk keeps bouncing up against my leg. Not quite as fun as I thought it was going to be. Oh, and when you finish, if you know what I mean, it kind of goes everywhere, if you know what I mean. Woo! Whoa. Almost got kicked off YouTube there. Hey! I'm so goddamn funny. There you go. It's me in space. Now let's compare that to some actual astronauts in actual outer space. You tell me how realistic my videos are compared to them. All right. Let me pull up an International Space Station video. This is how to wash your hair in space. How to wash your hair in space, you guys.
I've had a lot of people ask me how I wash my hair in space, and I thought I'd show you how I do it. Let's see. To get started, these are the things I need. A bag of warm water, a little no-rinse shampoo, towel, and my comb. What I like to do is start by just putting some hot water, squirting it onto my scalp. And I have a mirror here so I can kind of watch what I'm doing. Sometimes the water gets away from you and you try and catch as much as you can. Then I just work the water up through to the end of my hair. And I take my no-rinse shampoo.
Tens of millions of people, well, hundreds of millions of people will call you stupid if you say this is fake. If you say that they're faking it, they're not really on the space station, people will look at you as if you are the stupid one. Yep. Go tell somebody that you think that this is fake. They'll tell you that you're stupid. And then you could show this to them and they'll be like, yeah, that's what it looks like when you wash your hair in space.
And squirt it also on the scalp, just a little bit, and rub it in. Again, kind of working it out to the ends. And sometimes I'll actually take my comb to help work it all the way to the ends.
Yep.
And I like to take my time.
I am the guy riding the short bus to school, right? Or no, I failed school. I didn't pay attention in school. One of those, right? I'm the guy who is a science denier because I don't buy this. If you don't buy this, then you must have flunked school. You must not know about science, man.
While I have the shampoo in there and just kind of work it. Because without standing under running water, you kind of need to use the towel a little bit to help get some of the dirt out. I like to follow that by a little more water. It's called no-rinse shampoo, but I think it's best to use a little water with it.
Yeah, you notice they have these like computerized water molecules flying around. So they had like one big glob come off of her head at first. Let me go back and try and isolate it because it's clearly like CGI bubbles.
And I have a mirror here so I can kind of watch what I'm doing.
See? That's a CGI bubble, dude. That's added afterwards. So you get her with the hair hanging upside down. You have a fan sucking her hair as well, right? And then you add in some CGI water.
Sometimes the water gets away from you.
Yeah, it looked CGI as fuck.
Get some of the dirt out. I like to follow that by a little more water. It's called no-rinse shampoo, but I think it's best to use a little water with it.
Maybe she'll explain about all that water molecules that just went shooting everywhere. Like, maybe she'll explain.
It actually feels kind of squeaky clean right now. Now I'll take the dry part of my towel. We use towels for quite a while here. Since we have limited supplies, we use them wisely. I think that's pretty good. And now as my hair dries, as the water evaporates from my hair, it will become humidity in the air, and then our air conditioning system will collect that into condensate, and
it becomes humidity in the air. The air conditioner collects it.
It won't be long in our water processing system.
It goes to the water processing system.
We'll turn that into drinking water.
And then they drink it! They drink dirty hair fucking humidity. You just let it fly everywhere. It dries, becomes humidity. You collect it, and then you fucking drink it, man. You know what else they do? Drink the pee-pee. They put the pee-pee in the collector. It filters out the pee-pee from the water and turns it into clean drinking water. And then they drink it. Yeah. So going on the space station means you drink pee-pee and dirty hair water. But it's clean. They have a state-of-the-art machine that totally cleans it. So it's not gross.
At the end, I just do one final comb through to make sure there are no snarls and snags. And while it dries, I like to let it stay free. I don't put it back in a ponytail while it's drying. And that is how I wash my hair in space on the internet.
That's how you wash your hair in space. Do you guys know that this is what they do on the space station? Is they answer questions of what it's like to be on the space station? That's their main job. They don't do much else. Mainly, they just talk to children and they answer questions about, like, what's it like up there? How do you eat? How do you sleep? And then they just answer those basic questions. You guys want to know the most asked question about living on the space station? The question that is by far the most asked. How do you go pee-pee and poo-poo up, Dale? That's it. That's the most asked question. How do you guys go pee-pee and poo-poos up there? Well, we're going to let another astronaut explain that one. Because that is the question on everyone's mind all the time. They've been answering it for like however long the space station's been up, 30 years now, right? Almost 30 years. How do you guys go pee-pee and poo-poo up, Dale? Well, I'll show you. What the hell's the video? Oh, here it is. All right, you guys, get out your learning caps. What? We're about to learn how they go poo-poo and pee-pee in space.
By far, the most common question we get asked as astronauts is, how do you go to the bathroom in space? So, let's take a peek at the process.
I like the beat, right? Yeah, we're going to learn to go poo-poo in space. The most common thing that people ask is, how do you get rid of all that gas? Where do you go when you take a dump, when you're living inside the space?
This compartment is called the WHC, a NASA acronym for Waste and Hygiene Compartment, I think. We just know it as WHC.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you how we shit in space. We get shit sucked out our asshole. It's really freaking cool.
It's inside this this we call the stall, which is a couple of walls and a door that give you some privacy, because you're right in the middle of node 3 with the treadmill on one side of the toilet, the weight machine we call ARED on the other side, and down in the floor our awesome window called the cupola. And this is a high traffic area. People are coming and going, so you need the privacy.
Wait a minute. I just came up with a joke.
ARED on the other side, and down in the floor our awesome window called the cupola.
Oh yeah? Are you going to look out that awesome window called the cupola while you're taking a poopola? Cupola? Poopola!
And this is a high traffic area. People are coming and going, so you need the privacy. First of all, the desire to go, the need to go is very similar as on Earth, where you just know you have to go. It doesn't feel any different because the fluid might be floating in your bladder or something.
In space? Can you tell when you got to go poo-poo? Uh-huh. Even when you're in space, you can still tell that you gotta go poo-poo. Just because you're in space doesn't mean that you can't tell that you need to go poo-poo. You can still tell.
Something. No, that's it. It's just the exact same sensation. You know you got to go. Either one, number one or number two. So you've decided that. You float into the WHC. And we have the toilet, which consists of a seat and a metal bucket that we call a keteo, which is a Russian acronym for something, container of something. And but it holds about, depending on how many people are here, it holds about maybe 30 deposits.
30 deposits. That's all you need. There's not any room for any more. You never need any more room. That's perfectly enough for all those people to use. Just cram that thing full of 30 craps, and then a rocket comes up and it takes the crap away. Or no, they let it go out in space. They release the poop out into space, and then it gets burnt up in the Earth's atmosphere.
And we'll talk about that in a second. The urine goes into this hose right here, and this valve is what activates the whole system.
Whoa! It goes in there.
But we'll talk about that in a second. The urine goes into this hose right here.
That's where the urine goes. Hey, well, what about if, like, you are taking a poo and then while you're pooping, you also start peeing? Does that mean you have to have that thing attached to your penis and while you're sitting on there at the same time, have both of them going at once? Is that able to be done? Because I sometimes have to pee while I poop. I don't know about you guys. Sometimes I pee while I poop. So I would have to have the pee sucking machine going at the same time while I pooped.
And this valve is what activates.
It activates it. You mean makes it start sucking? Are you telling me that thing is gonna suck the pee out of your penis? It sucks the pee out of your nis? Apparently, yes, it does.
The whole system. Okay, these are the two primary control panels for the WHC. When the system is ready for use, it's a V. This means it's going to the...
Dude, look at this old school ass control panel, you guys. What is this, like a fucking 1978 cassette player? Oh yeah, when this green light and this V shape is on, that's how you know it's time to have a piece of poop come out of your butt.
PA. So we say, check that it's V to P. All right, now we're on the inside of the hygiene department. Close the door so that you have your privacy. You take the funnel. This knob right here activates the whole system. It's very, very convenient because it's just one valve operates it all.
That's convenient. Because if there were multiple knobs on the piss sucking device, that would be an inconvenience. I'm glad they made that piss sucker convenient to use.
But in the event that you forget how the system operates, or you're brand new here and you just...
In the event you forget how to turn the knob which makes the thing suck your piss out of your penis, this instruction will help you. Turn knob, insert penis, piss gets sucked out of your penis. It feels so good. You might finish. Go ahead and finish into the system.
Want to double check? In good NASA fashion, we have a checklist. This is called procedure 2.301, the WHC nominal operations cue card. It's got several blocks for operations.
Insert pee-pee. Go pee-pee. Make sure to turn on pee-pee sucker. Do not overuse pee-pee sucker as it can rip your pee-pee off. Oh, okay.
So there's two different ways where the pee can go. It can just go into a bucket, which is called a yereve, and essentially you're just peeing until that bucket's filled up, and then you have to swap out the bucket. Or you can configure WHC to use.
Jake, it's very scientific. This is what real astronauts do. They explain how to go pee-pee into a pee-pee sucker. Jake, quit downplaying the importance of this amazing work. These people spent their lives so that they could teach you how they go pee-pee in space.
UPA, and the urine processor assembly, and that way the urine is going right in directly.
This guy beat out thousands of other astronauts who wanted this position. This was like one of the best astronauts who like scored the highest. That's why he gets to tell us about the instructions of how to use the piss sucker
into the system, and that's where we normally keep it. And it's most convenient for the crew members because you're not constantly changing out a tank. So there's a couple blocks to tell you how to make those changes, and some detailed steps if you need to know how exactly to do it. And in case things go wrong with the hardware, not yourself, there's a WHC malfunctions cue card, and we thought
if the pee-pee sucker malfunctions, they have a full instruction manual on how to resuscitate the pee-pee sucker so that it again starts sucking pee-pee.
Thought of all the different light combinations and the failure modes, but the bottom line is if there's a red light, we talk to the ground, and together we figure out the path forward. Okay, back to normal operations. Time to go. You take the valve and you turn it on. You hear the fan noise. Check for airflow.
It literally sucks the pee out of your nis.
I'll show you that there is, in fact, airflow. So a little bit of airflow, and that helps everything flow in the right direction. We've got...
Dude, this is what astronauts on the space station do. Kelly, every astronaut who's ever been on the space station has to answer questions about what it's like to be on the space station. We don't get these answers and then become content with them. No, they must answer these same questions over and over again. Every year, every crew has to answer this. This is what the reason they're up there is, so they can have their pee sucked out of them and tell us that they're up there getting their pee sucked out. And then you know what happens? It goes into the system and gets purified into drinking water. I wish I was kidding. I mean, the whole thing's fake, so it really is a joke. But that is what they tell us that they do.
Our simulator, and that's where your business goes. You're complete. You want to be a good crew member, so you make sure that you wipe off.
If you want to be a good crew member, you need to wipe the pee-pee off the pee-pee sucker. It's kind of like the same if you spray a little bit of pee on the toilet seat. Be a gentleman. Wipe the pee off the toilet seat. Don't be a dick and pee on the toilet seat and leave it for the next guy to sit in, right? You ever walk in and you see some guy pissed all over the toilet seat, and then you have to be the one to clean some other guy's pee in a public restroom? Yeah. See, don't be that guy. Clean out the pee-pee sucker, okay?
The excess, use a disinfectant wipe occasionally or often, and then you simply turn the valve off. But I want to show you number 2 as well, so I'll leave it running and we'll roll right into that. Okay, when it is time to go, you flip this lever here and that lifts up the lid. The seat here is about 5 or 6 inches in diameter, and there's a plastic liner in there where your deposit goes.
Anyone see a problem with that? Does anyone see a problem with this design? if there's a plastic liner in there, then it isn't exactly sucking the poop out of your butt, is it? And if it isn't sucking the poop downward, then that means when it comes out of your butt, it's going to float and go right back up to your butt and touch your butthole again. So imagine a poop that comes out and starts floating right next to your asshole, right? So it's going to be floating around in there, right? You need the suction in order to take it away. So I think there's a flaw in this design. You can't have suction if there's a plastic bag in the way. See, if it was a hole and there was some suction going on and they're like, yeah, it sucks the poop out of your butt, that would be more believable. This plastic bag design is all bad. This is just bad.
What I have here is green beans and mushrooms, and I do not like mushrooms, so I don't mind contributing this piece of food.
He's going to waste the space mushrooms to show us how the toilet in space works.
In the name of education?
In the name of education. People are getting educated by putting space mushrooms in a space toilet because they want to know, how do you take a space shit?
So pretend I ate this yesterday and now it goes into there. You clean yourself and the wipes go into there as well. You take this red tab, you pull it off the rim, and depends on how full the container is. This one's about halfway through. We do have a stick.
We have a shit pushing stick. Now, if the guy before you didn't shove his shit bag down with the stick, then are you expected to shove someone else's shit bag down? Like, you gotta use the shit bag shoving stick. This is state-of-the-art shit shoving stick here, you guys. This is made out of like fucking titanium. This is not cheap. This probably costs, I don't know, several $1 million of our taxpayer money.
And you push it down in there with all its other friends, and then it's time to put a new bag on. To put a new bag on, you pull that, it's like a hair scrunchie, and get it all so it has max capacity.
It's like a hair
the NASA
scrunchie.
acronym
Whoop.
C. The NASA acronym for
Didn't mean to do that.
new bag on. You pull that, it's like a hair scrunchie, and get it all so
It's like a hair scrunchie. Jen No Fear with a super sticker. I think you sent one of those earlier. Thank you very much, Jen. I can't see the super sticker on my end when I'm in StreamYard. I have to go to like the regular page to see it. Oh, it's a LOL super sticker. So that must mean you're laughing. Thank you, Jen. Glad that you're laughing, and thank you for the super sticker. Yeah, I thought it would be funny to show people how, ridiculous the space station is with just some simple how to go poo-poo and pee-pee on the space station, because they're going to build a new one, right? They're going to build a new one that orbits the moon, according to them. Are they going to update the poop chute? Are they going to update the space toilet? Is there going to be a new improved piss sucker and toilet on the new and improved space station? We shall see. It was the most popular thing asked, you guys. How do you go pee-pee and poo-poo up there? So I would guess that it's going to be a popular question for the new space station, right? People are going to be just as interested how they go pee-pee and poo-poo on the new space station. So it'll be interesting to see how poo-poo pee-pee technology progresses in the future.
so it has max capacity there and ready to go. Close it up. Close the lid. Now you've gone number one. Number two, you cleaned yourself up, and it's time to turn the system off. You just take this valve, rotate it to off. The fan spins down. The system checks itself, all the lights go out, and you're done.
The system checks itself. Chickadee checks itself before it riggedy wrecks itself.
So congratulations, you just used the WHC for the first time, and you.
Actually, I did not. We listened to you talk about how to use it, but we did not use the piss sucker. You are incorrect. I did not shit inside of a plastic bag. Thank you for congratulating me, though.
You learned about the process. Hope it's educational, but I don't think it's going to lessen the amount of times I have to answer that question.
You hear that, guys? He has to answer that a lot. It's the most asked question. So in the future, it's going to also be the most asked question, because why wouldn't it be? Nothing's going to change. People's curiosity on how they take a space poop is always going to be there. All right, y'all. If you are enjoying the stream tonight, hook a brother up with some thumbs up. All right. We went over the Trump versus Zelensky shouting match, right? We got some educational space poop content. I mean, it's been a good stream. And you know what? I still got some more lined up for you. I just found out who Dave Bluntz is. I found out today there's a guy who's 500 pounds who raps, who calls himself Dave Bluntz. He calls it rapping. It's more like auto-tune talking, singing and talking in auto-tune. So there's a 500-pound guy who like went viral, and he was like feuding with Snoop. Yeah. I just learned who he is today. Apparently he's been out for a few months, been famous for a few months now, and I'm just now figuring it out. Hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying yourself. I would really appreciate it. In fact, let's do a thumbs up drive right now. I see 365 thumbs up, 465 people watching. So let me get 400 thumbs up. Boost me to 400 thumbs up right now. It should be quick. It should be easy. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, hit it. If you got an extra account, go jump into that account and hit the thumbs up. All right. Let's do what the Democrats do and stuff the ballot box and use a bunch of fake accounts to give me thumbs up and make it look like more people like me than who actually do. Do it. I want to see 400 thumbs up, yo. Of course it's better than TV. I'm the funniest, most entertaining person in the world. And I don't operate with a script or anything. I just have a few things that I write down to talk about. And I have video clips that I plan to show. But then I just make it up. You know, everything just happens. So all the Trump impressions, there's no way to plan all that. That shit just happens. Some of the stuff that you guys, suggest, the comedic ideas you guys come up with, shit, there's no way to plan for that. So yeah, man, of course it's better than TV. There ain't nothing on TV that's anything like this, and there never will be. All right, how many thumbs up do I got right now? I got exactly 400. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. All right, so let's make fun of a big fat guy who is being pushed down our throats to the point where it seems like this dude's a plant. Now, whenever you see somebody suddenly become famous with hit songs out of nowhere, and then you look at them and the music sucks, good chance they're planted there. And they like to push shitty musicians who aren't actually talented nowadays. Ebola says, pause for likes sponsor. Jake always brings the heat. Do what Ebola says and hit the likes button, because I be bringing the heat. I'm about to bring the heat on this big fat skeet. Whatever that means. All right, guys. Check this out. Have you guys seen this dude? Check it out. He's hooked up to an oxygen tank. 500 pounds. And he sings and raps in auto-tune.
I'm talking about euphoria, I'm not talking about a man. So hurt, don't leave me, 'cause I need you by my side. As long as you don't leave me, then I'll probably be alright. And that one time that you left me, I didn't get no sleep that night. And that one time that you left me, I took 10 birds to get high.
Oh, looks like he lip syncs too. So he's a blob, Jabba the Hutt, basically. Looks like he could die at any moment. He's so morbidly obese, he literally looks like he might not make it through the night. And he also is lip syncing. But somehow this goes viral. And now I know who he is. Millions of people know who he is. This guy has millions of views on several of his songs. But he was lip syncing right here. Watch.
Sleep that night, and then one time that you left me, I took 10 birds to get high. 10 birds to get high.
You didn't quite nail the lip syncing there. You made it very obvious that you aren't singing.
If I die, see you in the sky. 2 points away, don't leave, just stay, babe. Let's go.
Wow, wasn't that awesome, you guys? This chick. Yeah, like she wasn't paid to be there. Kelly Yamaguchi says the cup that man was holding looks like Austin Powers' Swedish-made manhood enlargement pump in the movie. Jake, but it's in the name of education. Speaking of the cup, this guy on screen, his main hit song is called The Cup. And he basically just repeats over and over again, I can't put down the cup, in auto-tune. I can't put down the cup. I can't put down the cup. And it's all about him drinking this purple shit. And he's addicted to it, and he can't put down the cup. That's what his hit song's all about. Funny that the first thing you put is The Cup. And the guy I'm showing on screen, that's the name of his main hit song. Even though you weren't talking about that. It's crazy how that happens to be the first thing you put on in your comment. Thank you, Kelly Yamaguchi, for the second donation. Yeah, that pea sucker was something, huh? I bet you wish you had one of those too, huh? Just kidding. Or am I? All right. You guys want to hear some more of this fantastic 500-pound performer? But wait, there's more. He got in a feud with Snoop Dogg. I guess this happened a couple months ago, so it might be old news to some of you. But this Dave Blunt's guy, he got in a feud with Snoop. That's how you know he's a plant, is because if Snoop is bringing up your name and people are finding out who you are because you're in a fake beef with Snoop, that means you're a plant and you're getting the rub by a guy who's in the club, Snoop, right? The most recognizable old school gangster rapper, right? Fucking the biggest sellout gangster rapper of all time. Check this out.
Hey, Chicago, do y'all have a problem with me sitting down on this stage? Yeah. Exactly. Get the fuck off my dick, Snoop Dogg.
Do y'all got a problem with him sitting down on the stage? Well, I kind of do. I think that, if you look like that and you're like literally about to die, that you probably shouldn't be up on stage performing at all. You probably should be like trying to improve your health. And nobody wants to watch somebody who's 500 pounds. Actually, I'm wrong, because there's people actually watching a guy who's 500 pounds up on stage doing that. So disregard what I say. I personally would never spend my money on this. And I wouldn't go watch this if you gave me a free ticket. You would have to pay me to go watch this, right? You'd have to give me $500 for me to go watch this. And he told Snoop to get up off his dick. I think that's what he said.
Get the fuck off my dick, Snoop Dogg.
Get off his dick, Snoop Dogg. Hey, can Dave Blunt even find his dick? Has Dave Blunt seen his dick? How is Snoop Dogg supposed to get off of a dick that he hasn't seen in probably a decade? Fair question, right?
I bought her a chain, I bought her a bag, I made her everything. The only thing that I didn't buy her is a new wedding ring. I told her the promise always stay true.
I'm sure there's somebody in the chat who's like, bruh, don't be talking shit about my man Dave Blunt. There's always somebody who loves these plants. Like, I remember when I was talking shit about Jelly Roll 6 months ago or a year ago, whenever that fat fuck was shoved down our throats. And I was like, that guy's a plant. Tattoo face Jelly Roll. This guy makes Jelly Roll sound awesome. This guy makes Jelly Roll look like he's in great shape. This guy makes Jelly Roll look like he's a healthy human being. And I remember when I was talking shit about Jelly Roll, people were like, dude, don't talk shit about Jelly Roll. His songs are good. It's like, no, they're not. It's a fucking plant. But yeah, this guy right here is even more terrible than fucking Jelly Roll, man. Fatter and less talented. There's always that one guy who's like, dude, don't talk about the satanic plant. I love the satanic plant. Dude, Jelly Roll was basically shoved down our throats, right? Like they had him at the Super Bowl. WWE had him like doing guest appearances and stuff. It was like they force-fed you. Fat man with face tattoos. They want to call me a liar, and I'm a fat man and a liar. Go listen to Jelly Roll's big hit, Liar, 'cause I'm a liar. Here's my money. I want to go see fat guys. Yay! Don't body shame them. This is how he was born. He's born this way. Don't body shame Dave Blunt. Dave Blunt is living his best life, and you're just a jealous hater. If you say that he's not talented and that he's a big fat lop who needs to get in better shape before he dies, you're just being a hater and you're jealous. I'm just a jealous hater, you guys. I'm one of those talented white guys who's in shape, who can sing without auto-tune. Yeah. You know, the people that the industry forgot about and pushed aside. Kelly Yamaguchi says 6,000 pounds from the waist down. Dave Blutz is, he should name himself Side by Side or Thicky Smalls. Thicky Smalls for sitting on the couch being a sellout, Jake. Yeah. So what they're doing here, in a nutshell, they're promoting a guy who's obviously morbidly obese. And what they're doing is they're making it look like, hey, it doesn't matter how morbidly obese you are. It doesn't matter how bad of shape you're in. You can still be famous. Follow your dream. It doesn't matter if you're about to fall over and die because you're so unbelievably obese. If you've got a talent to sing in a not so good voice, but then use a computer to auto-tune your voice into something that stupid motherfuckers like to listen to, chase your dream. There's hundreds of millions of stupid motherfuckers who think that anything auto-tune is hip and cool. And so if you're a big, fat, obese piece of shit who can't sing, as long as you can auto-tune, follow your dream. you could be famous like that guy. If you're an untalented fat piece of shit, slap some auto-tune on it. You could be famous. Now, a talented white guy like me who can sing for real, really fucking good without auto-tune, yeah, I don't have a shot. Yeah, I'm not a satanic sellout. You can't get behind a white guy who's actually got talent and knows he's talented, who can actually hit all the notes without auto-tune. No money to be made. Better go with the big fat fucking piece of shit who you can force down everyone's throats. That's how you know I'm a hater.
Fuck the team. I know she probably think I'm crazy because I'm always saying that. But my ex, she did me dirty once I got my heart attached.
Dude, he can't even sing but 3 words and then he has to stop. And then it's the speaker that sings the rest. So he goes, and she kind of thinks I'm crazy. And then he has to stop and fucking take a breath while the speaker sings the next part.
I know she probably think I'm crazy because I'm always saying that.
See?
But my ex, she did me dirty once I got my heart.
Has to stop and shut his mouth while the speaker sings. So he's not even singing the whole song himself. He's just sitting there fucking being fat and touching his fat face, not even singing his song. And this chick comes up behind him like, oh, I'm a cute chick who likes fat guys who do auto-tune. It makes me wet. I'm his groupie. I love this music.
Xanax don't help me, it just put me in a trance. I'm talking about euphoria, I'm not talking about a man. Told her don't leave me, 'cause I need you by my side.
Look at this. She's like singing along with him like this is her jam. Oh, God. Of course she's paid to be there. He's a plant. He's being force-fed upon us. They know that he'll go viral because he's fat. And if they have him feud with Snoop and they have Snoop respond to him, it'll automatically funnel millions of people to him. They'll be like, look at this fat motherfucker. Instantly, he gets recognized and people know who he is. I won't forget. Now I know who he is now. I didn't know who he was yesterday, but now I do. Now you guys do too. SG says there was a rapper in Houston called Big Mo that would rap about purple stuff. He would rap about codeine. This guy is him repackaged. Yeah, this guy's main song is about how he can't put down the cup and he's tripping on some codeine or whatever. Yeah. That would make sense if there was some other guy who was doing this who actually maybe had some talent and then this fat guy comes in and steals it. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it.
As long as you don't leave me, then I'll probably be alright. And that one time that you left me, I didn't get no sleep that night.
Yeah, one time when you left me, I didn't get no sleep last night because I'm so fat that I was rolling around in my piss. And then I shit myself and I had to try and wipe the shit out of all the crevices. But I didn't quite get all the shit that was tucked in between all my crevices. So then I got an infection and I had to have someone help me to clean the shit out of my fat crevices.
And then one time that you left me, I took 10 birds to get on.
I love that song. It's my jam. Had to hire a guy to help him clean the shit out of his fat crevices. It's my jam. Jake, don't make fun of people who can't wipe their own ass and have to hire someone to get shit out of their own ass. It's not funny. He deserves to be famous because he's so talented. Jake, you're just jealous that you aren't as popular as him. People don't like you and your stupid bass slapping. So quit hating on a man who's 10 times more talented than you. Fair enough. You're right. Nobody wants to see my fucking bass slapping. They want to see this.
See the birds to get high, let them die. If I die, see you in the sky. 2 points away, but don't leave, just stay back.
There you go. If you don't like it, you're racist. If you don't think Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance was the best thing you ever saw, then you're a fucking racist piece of shit. If you don't think that extremely obese man with auto-tune is awesome, you're a fucking racist piece of shit. You have to love every piece of black culture, or else you're racist. All right. So the reason this guy's 100% a plant for sure is because Snoop Dogg responded to him and funneled millions of people in his direction. If Snoop Dogg's going to personally respond to you, that's going to cause millions of people to head in that direction, of course, right? All right, so let's check out the Snoop Dogg response.
Hey, Chicago, do y'all have a problem with me sitting down on this stage? Exactly. Get the f*** off my dick, Snoop Dogg.
That was funny. Go ahead, little homie. I mean, big homie. Do your thing, cuz. I ain't fucking with you. Have your fun.
Go ahead, little homie. I mean, big homie. That was funny. Yeah, do your thing. I ain't fucking with you. Yeah, nice fake laugh, Snoopy. Fat motherfucker said, "Get up off my dick." Ha. Yeah, do your thing, man.
I apologize, this nigga. He's still.
Man, I apologize, man. Yeah, man, little man. I mean, big man.
Going off on me, cuz. I must be getting old.
So there you go. Snoop Dogg responds to him. That's how you know he's a plant, because Snoop Dogg's in the club. That's how you get somebody on the radar and make them famous real quick. You have them getting a beef with somebody. Like, remember when they needed to shove Machine Gun Kelly down everyone's throats? They had him beef with Eminem, right? No one ever heard of Machine Gun Kelly, so then they had him beef with Eminem real quick, and then everyone knew who Machine Gun Kelly was, like that. I've seen this trick before. The world is a lie. 2 says, Jake, would you play the bass guitar a bit more? Super fun live stream tonight. Cheers. More bass guitar. Shit. All right, maybe I could throw down a little more. I'm trying to think of what I want to play. Oh, yeah, okay.
is a fucking liar. He's hanging around in a harness in front of a green screen. That bald fucking liar's never been to space. You can see it written all over his blood red face. There are no satellites in space, and NASA never went to the moon. There are no astronauts in space, so you'd assume. There are no satellites in space. NASA never went to the moon. There is no space station in space. NASA never went to the moon. The image you see in your telescope, it might be a hologram. Have you ever heard of this thing called Project Bluebeam? 'Cause you'd be amazed what they're actually doing with all of our money. They're keeping us locked away from the land of milk and honey. There are no satellites in space, and NASA never went to the moon. There is no astronauts in space, so you'd assume. There is no space station in space, and NASA never went to the moon. There is no ISS up in space. NASA never went to the moon. NASA never went to the moon. No, they didn't. Never freaking once, y'all. I said, oh, NASA never went to the moon. To the moon. To the moon. NASA never went to the moon. To the moon. To the moon. NASA never went to the moon. Oh, no satellites in space. NASA never went to the moon. There is no astronauts in space. Ooh, so you'd assume. There is no ISS up in space. NASA never went to the moon. There is no space station in space, y'all. And NASA never went to the moon. Ugh. Woo! That's hard to do without a drum machine or anyone keeping tempo. Whew. And I have not played that song live in a long time. So there you go. There you go. And I didn't even expect to play that tonight. So lucky you guys. And I made it through without screwing it up too much. I flubbed a little bit of the bass, but I mainly got through it without screwing it up. All right. Get your bone. Go get your bone. Go eat your bone. I got my dog's attention. He's never seen me stop and play bass like that. So he was looking at me like, what are you doing?
There you go. A little no satellites in space. Looks like I missed some super chats. Got a text coming in from Rose. I tend to miss super chats if I'm playing bass, because if anyone sends me a super chat while I'm playing, I totally don't see it, and it goes slipping on by. So I'm going to go back, dig up that super chat that I missed. Perpetually Prevail says, I'm good, man. I give my money to charity, and when she's not there, I give it to Destiny. But thank you for giving it to me. I appreciate any and all donations. You know, thanks to you guys, I'm able to do this for a living. When people ask me what I do, I say I am a pro YouTuber. And the reason I can say I'm a pro YouTuber is because I make enough doing this to pay all my bills and get by. And it is a very unique and fun job. And at this point in my life, I don't know if I can do anything else. So I really do appreciate all the support from you guys. You guys really are the best damn audience a guy could have. Best audience in the world as far as I'm concerned. Those of you who are true supporters, of course. I'm not talking to those few shillbags and shitbags who are hate watching on the sidelines. Rose, was that the one that I missed? If I missed any other ones besides that one, let me know. I think I got them all. Cool. All right. Steve asked if it's a new bass. So it's not exactly new, but it is the newest bass that I got. So I got a Sterling Stingray, which is the it's like the Chinese knockoff of a Stingray. It's like Stingray has its top of the line basses that are like, you know, $2,000 and above. And if you want like a 70s Stingray, you know, that are on all those awesome disco recordings, all those awesome disco bass lines that were played with Stingrays, those 70s Stingrays are like $5,000. So I looked up online and I found that you could get a Sterling Stingray new or like used for around $200 to $300. And so I saw some videos of guys that were swapping out the pickups on the Sterling Stingray. A Sterling Stingray is like a Squier to Fender. So you know how Fender has Squier? Same deal with Stingray and Sterling. So what I did was I swapped out this pickup and I got an Aguilar, which is like the top of the line bass brand for pickups. So I got an Aguilar Alnico magnet pickup. This was like $120, $130 or something. So quite an expensive pickup. So I put that guy in there, and then I changed out the electronics as well. Well, I paid somebody to change out the electronics because I don't know how to do it. And I put a Retro Vibe preamp. So this is essentially a $200 used bass that doesn't even have a scratch on it. So it was basically like it was new. The person who had it before me, they didn't know how to fucking set it up. So all the notes were buzzing. And they had the action jacked up, but the neck was bent backwards. So the person before me just had it all set up just completely wrong. So I adjusted the truss rod, got a new pair of strings on there, started playing it, and I'm like, I like this thing. It feels good. And all this open space right here gives me lots of area to slap. So the only thing I didn't like was the pickup. It was shitty. So I changed out the pickup, and now it sounds pretty good. So, yeah, this is a modified Sterling Stingray with a top-of-the-line pickup and a retro vibe preamp. And I got a few super chats that came in while I was rambling. And one says, yo, my wigga, I have a hot date tonight. Wish me luck. Wow, a hot date. I haven't had one of those in a while. Good luck, brother. I hope you get what you want out of it. A relationship, marriage, children, or just some poontang, bruh. Get it. Go get you some. Steve 805SB says, public feeling about your bass playing just went up 48%. Terrific numbers. Nobody has ever seen this before, Jake. Dude, those numbers are highly accurate. I know because I personally checked into what you're saying and it checks out. We have the cards, all right? Ukraine, they don't have the cards. We have the cards, all right? If they want to play with us, they're going to need to let us steal the cards because we are the one who have the cards. Throw back to Trump's cards. Shady Davy D said, let's do a stream sometime. StreamYard lags out. You got to get your situation figured out because other people that come on with me, they don't have a problem. But every time you come on, you're glitchy and laggy. So it's either your internet connection is bad, which is that's going to be a problem. You'll have to figure out how to like boost your internet, get a stronger signal, or go somewhere where it's stronger. Another thing I see you doing some ass backward stuff, like you film in vertical live and you film the TV screen. So I know you're getting some viewers who are Trumpers, but like if you film the TV screen live, it's like you're not you're like doing it ass backwards. You know what I'm saying, Davey? So some of the stuff I see you doing, it's like it's not even beginner. It's like you're just doing it wrong. So you need to like get your setup a little better to where you're not like vertical taping the TV screen. Well, Davey, I saw you, a few times you videotape Trump on your TV screen, and then you live stream you videotaping Trump. And I've seen you get tons of views doing that, but then I also noticed nobody hits the thumbs up and nobody comments. So you only get live viewer traffic, but you don't get any actual viewers. So I've seen you doing some shit where I'm like, why are you fucking showing? So I would suggest you like tinker with your streaming and your internet, whatever you got to do, and get your shit together to where you don't look like you don't know what you're doing or like you're doing it all ass backwards or whatever. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that like to be helpful. That like every single time you've came on, you've like glitched out or done something. It just like it doesn't fucking work, or it's like something's up on your end because everyone else who comes on, that it seems to work pretty much fine. So it must be something with your internet. Looks like Jen answered her own question. If you're using the free version of StreamYard, maybe that's why it's not so good. I pay for it so that I don't have to have the StreamYard logo on screen, and then I get higher quality resolution. So they have it set up to where like if you don't want to have the StreamYard logo and you want to have more storage space, that you have to pay for the service. So I pay for the StreamYard shit so that I can have a bunch of storage and do long streams and not have to have the StreamYard logo on the screen and all that. What happened to the dryer vent cleaning guy? He hasn't been here for 2 or 3 streams, but I think he was here maybe, I don't know, last month at some point. Maybe 3, 4 streams back he was here. He still shows up sometimes. Ryan Watson says, stellar performance tonight, Jake. As always, thanks for the entertainment. Appreciate you. Have the best till next time. Yeah, I should probably wrap it up here soon. I was thinking if I had time, I would bust some shills, some flat earth shills, but it was a fun stream. Rather than get into some negative shit, maybe I'll save the shill busting for another time. I've been on here for over 3 hours now, so we should probably wrap it up. And I'll let you guys go ahead and enjoy the rest of your Friday night. All right, guys. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's stream. Thank you for hanging out with me. And go back and check out the rest of the stream if you missed any of it. And thank you to everyone who joined me tonight. Extra thank you for those who donated. Extra thank you if you donated multiple times. I really, really appreciate it, guys. I love y'all. Thank you for being here and hanging with me. I will see you guys in the next stream. I say this every time, but I'll try and stream in the next couple days, maybe Sunday. If not Sunday, then Monday for sure. All right, guys. Have a good night. Take it easy in the breezy. Peace.